If you have your Bibles, please turn to the book of Colossians, chapter 2. Before I begin my sermon, though, I do want to mention out in the foyer, for those of you who enjoy doing Advent countdown, next Sunday is the first Sunday in Advent, but actually Advent begins December 1st, so if you want to read some scriptures that have to do with the celebration of the coming of Christ at his first Advent, there's a whole bunch of them here. So they're out in the foyer, so grab one and just you can use it when you do your devotions and make use of it. So it's kind of a nice way to enjoy the Christmas season as we ought to enjoy it, because it really is about Jesus, like every day is. So that's the second announcement I guess we'll make today. So Colossians chapter 2, the Apostle Paul wrote to the church in Colossae. I didn't mention it before, but this is what's called one of the prison epistles. Paul was in prison when he wrote this. He was being held in Rome, waiting to give a defense for his life before the emperor. The emperor was Nero. If you know anything about him, he was an exceedingly wicked man. But tradition tells us, or as Protestants like to say, history tells us, that he actually appeared before Caesar twice. And the first time Paul appeared, none of his accusers bothered to show up. The book of Acts ends right before that happened, pretty much. And so charges were dismissed, and Paul was set free. Second time he was arrested, it had nothing to do with the Jews accusing him. He was considered, there was riots and things wherever he went, pretty much. But he was considered a troublemaker, and so he was put on trial. Again, he appealed to Caesar, and the second time he was condemned and